was actually thinking kind of because afterwards they're interested in sales. It starts getting 12 to 2. Let's just say let's just let 15 and just have that as 12 to 2.
Starts at 11:15, that's lunch.
Yeah, and then it's 12 to
And
2.
after that, from here to
Before we get started, everybody in the audience, please take your phone.
right when we start, turn them completely off. It interferes in our recording.
I was usually kind of refrigerator in, so I was a little surprised.
That's why I'm like, if it's on the table, we'll ask her, maybe we'll have to do that in the end. Okay.
I think our old equipment that used to,
Yeah.
remember they redid it?
When it got new, because I remember Michael making. Oh, by the way, I went to a little farewell thing for Mar. Who? Mar is moving back to Idaho
To be with her brother?
to be with her family because she's going to move into some kind of assisted living. And it's much cheaper there.
Yeah.
And I did a little tribute to her
Did you? That's wonderful.
at the little party that they had, and I told them about her little phrasing.
Yeah.
And I said, and we had one where you used some of it, picked up. And I said, and we live with you and speak with you every time.
Yes.
So she was
Oh, when is she leaving?
at the end of this month.
I'll give her
At the end of this month.
She's a good soul.
Yeah. So she's different than the that was online. Oh, it is.
She did an amended one.
Oh, that's.
Dottie?
You always find the coolest ones. I love your
Turn your cell phones off, especially when you're close to the mics, because when it rolls and looks for a signal, it sends off a pulse and you can hear it in there.
No, yes.
So yes,
Yeah, I still tell them to do
and
that.
it's also, you can on silent or close it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true.
Because if it's on silent, it's still rolling, it'll give you a signal. You can put it like an airplane mode if you, or put it in a purse that's not next to the mic, that it will pick up that signal.
I have no idea what this is.
Anyway, I told her.
It's just a camera. No, I have no control of that, but I've talked to maintenance and sent emails back and forth, so, you can touch it.
Pressing the headset.
Yeah, just A. I know, it's never been there. No, I know.
It's getting a lot.
It's just A.
That is true too.
And just that way I can follow correctly.
Okay.
Because then I sit here and feel like a lost soul.
It's just A is the only one that's different. Do you need it? You want the back of it? No? Okay.
Well, Kansas is downtown. So, oh, Dan, yeah, I talked to him earlier too. I don't know, man, that's a, kind of lost him.
Dottie, so your arm must be better, so you got your hair.
Actually, my arm is under really good physical therapy and I have pain that I didn't have before.
3 sweaters, a
When I
jacket.
move in a certain way, but physical therapy told me.
But like, are you in there?
That is because they're really working. I mean,
Oh,
I
okay.
still can't.
Yeah.
But I was able to set my hair.
I see, that's what I mean.
Most
Yeah.
important things.
Well, that's what you can see the difference. She was getting better.
Yeah, by the hair.
No dinner today. She's going to have to stop for takeout.
Anyway, but it is, I'm able to use, it's just such a way, but it's back here, it hurts me, but I see the surgeon on
2nd, 2019 at 3:30. Okay, roll call, please.
Chair Watson,
Here.
Vice Chair Campbell,
Here.
Board Member Garchon,
Here.
Board Member Flick,
Here.
Board Member Granella is currently absent, Board Member Montanti. Here. Board Member Baum,
Here.
and Main Street Meredith is currently absent. We have a quorum.
Is she going to be absent? Or just, okay.
Still
Okay, the next thing is public comments. This is where anybody in the audience can come up and just speak for 3 minutes, anything regarding VillageFest or regarding the board, good or bad. We hope good. Anyway, is there anybody for that? Good, no, okay. All right, the next one is, anybody had board comments? No? Okay. Correspondence? Correspondence?
Okay. We have none.
Okay. The next thing is the consent calendar, and this is the following routine matters may be acted upon by one motion. Individual items may be removed from the consent calendar by the members of the board for separate discussion and/or vote. And everybody was present the last meeting, so we don't have to do that. So do I have a motion?
I move we accept the consent calendar.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carried. Okay, the next is legislative action. This is where all of you now have a chance to come over and tell us about yourself. Now, we're doing a re-jury. Are they here? Okay, Jerry, is it Zhang? Okay.
Doris Lee.
So if the board remembers, at the last board meeting, we brought to your attention that this current vendor has some items in their booth that are not represented on their application nor in their storefront. And then we also had a secondary issue of the entertainment portion of their booth versus the sales portion of their booth. They are a downtown merchant, so they do have the ability to sell items as long as they are representative of items in their storefront. So there's two fronts, the issue of the items that they're selling currently at VillageFest not being represented in their storefront nor in their application. And then their second concern that we have is that their an entertainment portion is now conflicting with the retail portion of their booth and the street.
Okay. Let's deal first with the merchandise that you're, okay.
Hello?
Are these the items that you were bringing downtown that you did not bring before us
Yeah.
initially? Okay.
And
If
we
you
have
want to,
a lot of different
you
stuff.
understand why we have you here? Okay.
Right.
And this goes forward in the future also?
Okay.
Okay. All right, you want to bring them up and show them to us? Please.
We have
Okay, yeah.
Okay, for this one, it's called Sue Embroidery, and it's all from the stitches, so you can watch closer.
Okay. You know what, if it's easier, you can take that microphone off
No.
and hold it to your
I
mouth.
want to see it.
So this is how we made it.
Store items.
It's in the store.
It's in the store, so we don't really need
Because he's a
to.
merchant, he can do that. Okay, go ahead.
In the
I'm
store.
sorry.
And these are, how are they made?
Yeah, this is how they made. It's a needle stitch for the art. So this is not the picture, not the real art. It's a stitch.
They don't have to be made.
Right, okay, because they have a store.
Okay. Well, pretty much,
Yeah, I know,
Yes,
like, it is
they are.
interesting. Yeah.
Are they?
well, pretty much everything is in our store.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, just like you guys see.
New board member, we're just explaining that it's not like
Okay.
the rest, okay?
No problem.
Okay.
And
But
this
the,
is
but
the
the issue
ribbon.
was things that were not in your store, or that were, you were selling at the booth were not representative of what's in your store, or they weren't all the items.
Application just shows magic knot. If you
Yeah.
the application.
Yeah.
We have
In other words, they didn't bring these before us when we put
Right.
them on. Okay.
Okay, and this is ribbon embroidery.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. And here's.
Over here. Oh, look at that pillow.
Embroidery also.
Okay.
It's pillow and a ribbon embroidery. Same material.
Yeah, is there anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
But is this what you're selling at your booth?
Yes, and also in the store.
Yeah, I've seen it in the windows in the store, but,
This is wool felting
Okay. Cute.
artwork.
The resorting use this kind of material,
It's wool.
wool fiber to make this.
Okay.
New submission.
And then we have the Sue embroidery scarf. It's same material with this one.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, silk.
Very nice. So all of these things you're showing us, you had out on the street?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a question. Is this the
Yeah.
stuff that you did not have out on the street before?
No,
What is
this
the
is,
pro- what's
this
the
is the
deal?
stuff that was not brought to us when they initially
Right.
came to us to be put on the street. Because as a downtown merchant, they have to show everything that they're going to bring on the street. And staff discovered that these things were not part of the original,
And they knew that?
well, hopefully, did you understand that?
Right now, yeah.
You understand it now,
Now.
but did you understand it then?
Right, because what we are selling, we have to show up here.
Okay. And what they're
Okay.
doing is they're resubmitting.
They're just
what-
showing us now.
They're resubmitting to be just a vendor.
Right, but they didn't
storefront.
come up on their own will. Someone had to find the product and then go
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tell
yeah,
them
yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
I think, I could be wrong, that the problem is these aren't the things that are in question.
Right.
Correct.
So they're not in question.
These things are not in
These are
question.
not in
What
question.
is in
There are-
question?
I don't know, I
You
didn't.
saw their booth when we were down.
Yeah, there was a number of things that, like packaged items that were, I'm sorry. There was a number of packaged items that were clearly packaged and purchased somewhere else. You know, they were commercially packaged.
Well, you
But
realize,
that's-
hold on,
okay.
excuse me. A downtown merchant, it's things that they sell in their store.
Yeah, I know.
It isn't the same rules and regulations
Yes.
like,
That's not what's on their application. They only have the magic
oh,
and the knots. None
They-
of this is on the application, and they also
on the
had
new
some-
application?
Maybe the new one, yes, but what they
It wasn't on the
originally.
original.
My
Yeah, well,
recollection
that's
of the
what I'm saying.
original was this was a cultural and magic,
Yes.
and there were a few
Right.
game-type books and other items
Right.
available, and that's why they're being brought back with a new application.
Yeah, so we're looking at
Yeah.
so we're stepping away. They understand that they made a mistake by bringing goods out and blurring the line between
Right.
entertainment and a booth.
Well,
So
we're
my
gonna
understanding
get
is
to
that
the
they're bringing back,
Excuse me.
the,
We'll just, after we do this, then we'll discuss the entertainment part.
So my question is, they're not bringing the products that they had out on the booth that weren't in their list, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so this is a moot point. This means nothing to us.
No, it
It
does mean
They're
something to
reapplying
us.
under a
reapplying.
downtown merchant.
But this isn't the product that's in question, is what Joy's
Well, they're
saying.
showing us what they want to bring and keep on the street legally.
So let's divide this into two, as you said, that it's the
Wait.
merchandise versus
Yeah,
the callback.
We'll
Yeah.
get to the other. Let's finish this,
Okay.
and then we'll deal with the entertainment part, correct?
But the question is, these items are not in question. I want to see the items that are in question, not the products that's in their store.
second issue. This is,
No, because they didn't bring the items that are in question.
There, there, that's
Then
what
we
I'm
can't
saying.
really act.
present?
Have more things.
Okay, let's finish letter.
Let's
okay,
finish
that's fair.
this.
okay.
And this is a real leaf bookmarks.
Okay.
So we dye the leaf and we print the picture on the leaf.
It is hot in here.
So. Okay, and this is ceramic accessories.
Okay.
Yeah. Ceramic.
So this you buy and it's just a translucent clear and you do all this, or it's or,
Doesn't matter because
Doesn't matter
they're
because it's
downtown
store
merchants.
store
oh,
goods.
that's right, yeah, yeah.
Store goods.
Sorry.
So they can pretty much bring anything out that they want. because
As long as it's in their store.
As long as it's in their store.
Before you first, so if whatever's on their application is what has to be at their booth. If they, like, all they had on there were magic knots and Chinese knots.
Okay.
Magic show, that was it. They had scarves, racks and racks of scarves and the barrettes, like, and costume jewelry.
Now I remember this, yeah, I remember the bread.
Yeah.
And this is non-woven fabric, and designed by her.
Good, just keep expediting, let's keep bringing.
So they're applying as a downtown merchant instead of an entertainment, or?
Well, we're
No,
gonna
they are
get to that.
downtown mer-
We're
We're
gonna
going
get
out
to
here,
that.
okay, that's.
We're gonna
yeah.
get to that.
Two separate suggestions, two separate.
We're gonna suggest that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And how many more items do you want to bring up? Bring them all up at one time right now,
That's it.
so we could see them, because we are running out of time.
I don't think we need to pass everything around.
Well, they have to show it to us
Okay.
if they want to bring them on the street, so. All right, is that it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Before we roll on this, Jasmine, should we get to the entertainment part?
Could we ask a question of the vendor?
Sure, go ahead.
Do you sell all these items in your store, and can they be seen by somebody who's looking in your store window?
Yes,
So if we come tomorrow, we can see this in your store?
exactly.
And are you open all day? What's your hours and who's there during the day?
Monday and Tuesday we close, and Wednesday through Sunday, from 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
So I'll make a comment because when it was brought to my attention, I did go into the store to see if some of the items were represented. There are some of the items here that are represented in their store, and they have shown some items today and some items that were on the street during VillageFest that were not available in their storefront. And I went on multiple occasions just to see if things had transitioned in their storefront. So I wanted just this board to reiterate that the items that are for sale at VillageFest must be representative of the items available in their storefront.
You understand that?
Yes.
Because somebody from staff or board or will be coming into your store.
Yeah,
Okay.
welcome.
Okay, should we deal with the entertainment part? Have you ever thought about doing two separate, well, not two separate booths, because entertainment is a little bit different, but breaking up your category and do the entertainment as an entertainer, because it's becoming a conflict.
Right, right.
So would you be agreeable to that?
For the so you mean by the two booths? Okay.
Well, it's not, entertainment is not, it's not a booth. What it is if you were approved as an entertainer, you would come on the street in a rotation with other entertainers and placed wherever staff needs to put you.
Okay.
That's how entertainment would work for you.
Okay, because the group for the magic is my friends. It's like in China. It's a Chinese heritage group, and so they send people here to performing. Therefore, I have to talk with him for that part, but I'm pretty sure they will do that.
Okay.
And if they have an entertainment booth with their magic show, can they still sell magic paraphernalia out of that?
No, not as
That's
an
what I
entertainment.
want to make sure you understand that, so there's no
Yes.
selling anything, there's no revenue there.
Unless it's sold in their booth that represents the
Yeah.
store,
Yeah.
and the magic paraphernalia is sold in the store.
So that merchandise would come back to, if it's in their store, they can put it in the booth representing your store.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's
Is that
two
clear?
separate areas. You have your booth that represents the store, and then entertainment is actually posted, there are stations, specific areas where they have entertainment, and
It
those
might be
tend
2
to be
blocks away.
at the intersections.
Yeah.
So it's not a booth whatsoever. Entertainment's an entirely different thing than a booth.
I don't
So-
mean to be contrary, but if you have an entertainer and they're selling their CDs at their booth, what would be the difference between having a magician selling their magic tricks
Yeah.
at the booth?
I guess, yeah,
Good point.
that's a good point,
Good
Joy.
point.
Very
My
good point.
question is if they wanted to do entertainment in front of their store and pick one or the other, Can they do that? If they wanted to just do entertainment without the booth of other items, can they do that? Instead of going on a rotation, which means you'd only do it once in a while. So which one would you want to
Well, when it
choose?
comes under entertainment, then it
Entertainment's not
goes
every
under
week.
the rules and regulations of entertainment, which is rotation.
But if they're selling the product in their store, the magic products in their store, and they wanted to do it outside, it's not necessary, it's a product that they're selling as a merchant. So how could it be just under entertainment?
Staff?
The concern with the current situation of their entertainment portion as a downtown merchant is they're placed in locations that are not entertainment spots. So their neighboring vendors are getting blocked by crowds that are joining, which is why on the street we have very selective designated
Right,
spots where
for
entertainment go. They're on corners, they're on areas that people could gather. And so what's happening is their neighbors and across the way are getting upset because they're not getting the flow of traffic based on where they're set. So it's not necessarily the category as much as it is they need to be placed into an entertainment spot.
Got you. So if they wanted to give up their booth of merchandise and just do entertainment, can they get a permanent spot on a regular basis for that?
No.
Because
Okay.
then,
It's
yeah, it would,
rotation.
unfortunately, it wouldn't be fair to the other entertainment
Right.
vendors who
Gotcha.
are on a rotation
Okay,
basis.
I didn't know if there were any open permanent spots.
Okay.
What if they did enter, oh, never mind.
So why don't we now just clearly articulate what their options are?
Yeah, well,
Let's do that.
So you understand what we're telling, okay, so you want to check the other
Yeah.
to do that. So we're putting the entertainment part completely on the back burner until you decide.
Right,
And then
right.
if you decide, then you would have to put another application into staff and then proceed like normal.
Okay.
Okay, so getting back now to
The
everything
downtown
they've
merchant
showed us as
application, yeah.
downtown merchant. So everything that you've shown us today is at your store and you want to bring to your booth.
Correct.
Okay,
And we're not going to deviate from that scenario.
right.
I don't want to beat a dog, but that's what's bothering me the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Because
like,
people will be checking.
yeah,
We have an actual store there, so.
Right.
yeah, no,
Well,
you know.
I'm kind of thinking that if it's violated again, there needs to be action.
Well, no, we give people a chance. We
You
check
are.
it. Yes, absolutely. We've done it.
No, you
before.
are now, giving
Yeah.
the second chance.
Yes, we are, yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
I would like to see if we could, give 1 second, yes. If their original application is for the magic portion, if we could just maybe do 2 separate motions that would allow them.
Right.
So that if they do decide they want to do the entertainment portion, they could just contact us and we'll get them in the rotation. They don't have to
Right.
go through this process again.
That's
They
fair.
have presented the entertainment portion
Fair.
already. We just basically need to categorize that as
Okay.
entertainment versus downtown merchant. And we
So-
can do that on 2 separate motions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Or if they choose not to, then they can just withdraw
Yeah,
that.
you just-
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the entertainment part. And now
Okay.
for the downtown merchant part, we have the application here and that's it. Okay.
All right, so somebody give me, do you want to say, go ahead.
Maybe for discussion after the motion.
Okay, so we can get into discussion, more discussion. Let me have a motion, please.
Motion to, for the.
Let's do for the merchandise.
So motion to accept this vendor?
With
as a
the
down-
merchandise.
With the merchandise, as a downtown vendor, yeah.
I need a second. Okay. Go ahead, we'll get into discussion.
Yeah, so their application, though, says handcraft accessories. I think that that is way too vague, considering that we're having this discussion about it. I mean, that could include anything. So normally on an application, it would be more detailed than that. I just,
But they're a downtown merchant.
yes.
So it's just goods that
But
are
if we're trying to
handcrafted.
say it has to be in their store,
But
it-
they're saying this is what they're going to be offering. There's nothing else that they're going to be bringing out.
but the
Right.
application doesn't specify that.
Right, so their application has items listed, and then the last one says handcrafted accessories. I think it just
too
needs to,
broad.
yeah, they could basically pull anything into the store that has not been presented to you today.
So we'll modify that. Can we modify that?
I mean, we could remove it as long as all of these items are listed on the application,
Okay.
which,
Like hair accessories.
yeah, we don't see hair accessories.
So we'll eliminate that.
Hair accessories.
Well,
These are hair-
We can write a little bit detail for it.
Let me see.
Modify the application. too.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all.
okay. Anybody else
Do
have
do you
any?
guys,
Go
you
ahead.
understand that we're
Right.
taking some of these The hair accessories.
Yeah, for the accessories, we can make a little bit detail for.
Yeah,
for
more
the-
detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not him.
Anybody else have any,
I'm just saying that, we give all the vendors the right to do whatever, and we bring them back if there's a question. I'm just saying if there's another issue past this, there has to be another stipulation made of something that goes on with the booth outside, because we can't always police everything. It's just a hit and miss thing.
well, we do police when we have
With the
issues.
compliance people,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. we
But
do.
there needs to be another
And we do
action
it-
after this one.
Well, then we'll cross that bridge when we.
I guess that the message is that we don't want to have this meeting again with you to
Yeah.
have to say,
I'm
Dad,
100%
Dad,
sure
you shouldn't be
that's all
doing
we
this,
have,
yeah,
to
because
be
you know
honest.
better now,
Okay,
so, yeah.
okay. Okay, so we've had the motion for that, and, okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay.
I don't vote, I'm sorry.
No, well, you're used to it.
Don't worry, we ignored you.
don't
You can say aye, you can say her.
Okay, so that
Point
part,
Jasmine.
Him.
so you want another,
For the entertainment.
all right.
First and a second.
So we need a motion, a first and a second, and if they're going to do this, then they're going to just let,
Is there a need for a motion though? Because it's just, they just continue on.
staff would like us to have
Well,
one.
so the original motion was to accept them as a downtown merchant with their magic portion.
So that doesn't
So it's
say anymore,
null
yeah.
and void. Basically, we need their magic portion to be approved as an entertainment vendor.
And is this for discussion, but they would be able to sell, just like CDs would be sold, they'd be able to sell
If they come back as an entertainment vendor.
Yeah.
Which they may or may not
The
do.
entertainment stuff would have to be sold at their booth, right?
At their magic show.
At their magic show,
Yeah.
like CDs would be sold at.
Can I make a
at
suggestion that if they decide to do the entertainment as well, they need to come before us so it's not confusing like this, because I just feel like it wouldn't be clear.
But I think that what Jasmine was saying is they've already come to us before, and that we saw the performance, and so that was,
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem with them going right to staff if.
yeah,
you
so
know,
it's just
I
a
mean,
matter of staff handling it.
Yeah, I mean.
So then
it's
the
just
motion would be for
time.
an adjustment to be made and staff to handle, or
Yes.
how? would-
Yes.
Right, just for
Basically.
them
Okay.
to be an entertainment vendor with VillageFest.
Right.
So motion motion is to accept them as an entertainment vendor, and to adjust their,
Magic show.
magic show with
I'll
the
second.
staff. Okay.
Okay, we have any more discussion about that? I don't think so. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so you understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Him.
It's difficult.
Him.
Sometimes we don't understand. So if you have any questions, just call staff. They'll really help you, okay? And thank you for coming in and showing us.
thank you very
that.
much.
Okay,
Good luck to you.
okay. All right, here comes the food, guys. This is food service. This is Caitlin Lynch, right? Yes. 29 Kernels is the name. And you are from 29 Palms.
We are.
Did you feel the earthquake the other day?
I did not,
Okay.
but the base is up there.
It was
active,
kind of, you
so-
know. Okay, go ahead, Caitlin.
So.
You can take that off to talk. Just hold it close to your, yes.
So like you said, we're 29 Kernels. We started out making just your original regular kettle corn, and we decided to kind of add stuff to it, and we started doing specialty kettle corn, which we have here. We do a s'mores one, which is one of our more popular ones, as well as a Fruity Pebbles. And we have a Snickers, or our take on Snickers, which is chocolate and caramel with peanuts. We have a bunch of other ones with candies and things like that. Yeah, you guys are welcome to open it and try them.
Yeah.
And then also our original one is there too. So we started out pretty much doing those. We also do cotton candy, but we have a different little take on our cotton candy. We do cotton candy art, so we make a duck, we have a minion, we have a big giant glowing rainbow cloud, and that was a little harder to bring, obviously samples for, so we have some pictures for you guys there of our stuff. And we also do caramel apples seasonally for right now.
They're bringing it cute. Oh, that one is good.
Thank you.
So I'll take one.
Oh, how cute.
Surprisingly tasty.
You're gonna, these are gonna do you well.
Those are a little bit of our pride and joy. Have taken us a little bit to get those down, so.
How do you do this?
You didn't bring caramel apples?
Yes, we do.
You brought them? You didn't bring any?
No, it's so, from where we're coming from, by the time I got down here, it wouldn't have been a good one.
It's a food-focused board.
It's a food, it's a hoarder food.
Yeah.
What was the answer?
This
You're gonna punch me in the head one of these days.
Just like that.
The s'mores one. Okay.
Did you good?
So Joy.
Oh, good, guys.
Okay.
So far, everybody's happy.
That's good.
I want to see those pictures.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Put some of mine, and then we'll just pass it. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, puppy, look at how cute that is.
Oh, you're gonna have the,
Is this
yeah,
how
I
you
read
sell
that
it?
one. Oh, they
Is this
are
how you
too
sell
cute.
it?
Yes, we do.
And do you put a label on it, or?
Not these ones because we make them there at the time. We have all the toppings and everything there.
Okay.
And then
Oh, wow.
the only ones that are in a different package is our regular one we have like in larger, different size bags.
And what does that run?
Those ones are 8.
That's brilliant.
The specialty's 8 for those, and then basically the regular one comes in that exact bag, it's just pretty much full without the container. And it's just regular.
It's like a,
And that's $7.
Is that kettle? Is this kettle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the regular kettle corn, and that's $7 for that
It's
bag.
good.
For that bag full.
This is gonna be your hit, I'm telling you.
So-
Once they
Oh,
get
the
out on
kids-
the
the
street
kids
and
are gonna
somebody
love it.
sees
I
them,
love it.
it's all, they're gonna ask, where'd you get them from?
Yeah.
I told her I was a little worried about the adult cows because
Oh, they'll,
they're a lot more into the kettle corn, it seems like when we do things where kids are there, there's a line. I mean, the kids are really on that cotton candy. And so I know like around Halloween, we would do good and stuff like that when there's a lot of kids.
there's kids all the time.
You know what, you should have them
Oh,
for
is there?
Halloween.
Well, that's
All the
good.
time.
That's what we need, a lot of
There's kids,
too.
no, they bring them.
Adults do love the cotton candy, and,
Okay,
you know,
food is good.
that's why, we've evolved it a little bit to try to, kill people with the art and the glowing stick and
Oh, wait a minute.
stuff.
Faith, can they
Wait a
come
minute, I
out on
lost
Halloween
mine.
Day for us? When do you wanna start? We have
As soon as possible.
Halloween.
Which one is this?
We would love to. We're ready.
It's like a glowing pumpkin.
That's Zhang.
For the kids with the glow sticks and the pumpkins.
This is Zhang, right?
Too cute, really cute.
I'll make a motion to accept them.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
We're good.
None?
Yummy.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none? See, food does it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the street, you're gonna like it.
You might wanna come Halloween, talk to
We're
Faith
excited.
about Halloween.
We're excited. We haven't really got to put our product in front of the crowd of people.
There you go.
So,
It'll do well.
thanks, guys.
All right, the next one coming down, and I gotta tell the board, she's nervous. So let's be very kind to her. Her name is Donna Moulton, Arts and Crafts from Moulton's, okay? Come on, Donna. Now be calm. Take your products out and put them out first. I'll give you a minute to do that.
This
That's
candy
good.
corn is delicious.
I know.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I'm Donna, and we have a very unique product.
No, this way. And then, and then take, Donna, take the microphone off and hold it to your, up to your mouth, otherwise nobody will hear you. Tell us about yourself first, where you're from.
I am from Rancho Cucamonga
Yeah, I see that.
in California, and
Come.
Oh, look how cute.
and so
Yeah.
so our product is something very unique and different for people that are traveling. Instead of carrying a purse, a lot of us, as we get older especially, don't want to carry a purse. So we actually have this clip that clips on. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
I have a big mouth, I really
No,
don't.
no, you know,
Right,
it's
you're
not
on
for
the air.
us.
It's,
for
it's
the
on the air.
recording.
We're-
But can you hear me okay with it?
No, no, you
gotta-
have to hold it up, Don, I'm sorry.
Talking to that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so anyways, you're gonna lift up this clip right here, and it clips up and over your waistband. So you don't need the belt, you don't need the belt loop.
awesome.
There's a patent on this clip, so if you're traveling, it takes 100 pounds of force for someone to yank this off you. On the side, we have this little tab here. It's for your sunglasses or your cheaters, so you don't have to worry about losing them. You're gonna put your phone right here in the back, so you have easy access to get to it. You're gonna hook your keys on the keychain. So this is actually a keychain here, just hook it up there. Your money, your driver's license, your credit card is gonna go down here in the bottom. And then your lipstick, your lip gloss, your aspirin, your tissue, everything else will go in this deep pocket right here. It goes all the way down. So you'll put everything else in
These are
here.
very pretty.
If you're wearing a dress, we have a strap. So simple and easy. A lot of people go, well, what if I'm wearing a dress? How can I wear the bag? Because the bag is so simple and minimal, you're gonna just take your clip and insert it into our little tab like this. And you can wear it a couple different ways. One, around your neck if you're traveling as a passport holder. Two, take it, put it around your belly, and use it as a little belly belt. So instead of having a fanny pack, it's a lot more fashionable, just wear it like this.
That's very cute.
If you want to wear it as a purse, open it up and over, and now you got your little purse.
Very nice.
So, yeah, super, super cute. So the other thing that you can do is, if you ladies want to take one of these clips that are in here, take a clip, whichever one you want, and then take one of these rings. Men can do it too. So I'm going to show you what you can do with this. So I just started making them as sunglass holders. So when you bend over, you don't want to lose your glasses. So you can actually take the clip. So this is what the clip looks like. So if you guys take your clip, you can actually make it into a sunglass holder and keep it. All you're gonna do is pull off the little part right here, this little silver thing. Take it off. I'm really nervous.
Oh, this?
Yeah, on the inside.
great.
Open it, pull it apart.
I don't know what she's doing.
Come over and show me real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
accept these. Can't take these.
So you pull this apart here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah.
You
Well,
take that
well, can I see
there.
them though? I just want to see
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
See how I'm taking it apart?
Okay.
Take that apart, and all you're gonna do is take your ring, clip it in there, and now you got for your sunglasses, just like that.
So, can you show me what she just did?
Oh, so this part comes out right here.
Which part?
Just lift up the little,
This?
There you go.
see where the little brass hook is on the inside? So lift this up,
Yeah.
lift up your button, and see
Yeah.
the little brass hook right there?
Yes.
Lift that up, take off the key ring, and slide on the little O-ring, and then you can use this anywhere you want. So you can hook it on your pants,
I see
you can
what
hook
you're
it on your shirt, sweater, and now you got your little place to put your glasses right there, and you don't have to.
Donna,
worry
we
about
can't accept these as gifts, but thank you
Yeah,
anyway for
yeah.
offering.
This,
Okay.
this can come off.
We're not allowed to.
It's against, you know,
Just do
the Brown
the-
Act, I think. Isn't it the Brown Act?
don't
What
know.
act is it? Yes, the Brown Act.
So
But thank you.
You just, if you didn't.
The emolument.
I know, but
clause.
how do you take this part off?
What do you call it? The phone? The phone, yeah.
So you see how this is right here? This piece right here.
Exactly, exactly.
This is not the, this is not the White House. We
Make
can't
it
do
into
that.
eyeglass.
So the bags themselves, you're buying or
I buy
making?
the bag, and then
Okay.
I embellish them all. So
That's
you
the
saw some
canvas.
of these too. So I have about
Oh, I
1,000 different. I just bring one case. I have about 10 of these cases. They have about 1,000 different charms in them. And then I just put your O-ring on and your hook on. So if you want to make it a little, if you want to reuse it.
No.
Put that on there right there.
Well, I saw,
And
if
then you
you have
just
electric there, I
snap
do
it
all the
back.
big craft shows, so I'll
And
be
then how
at
does
the
it
next
clip
weekend.
on?
And I actually bring my
This
machine,
comes
so a
down.
lot of people might say, well, I love this bag,
comes down.
but I want this design on it. And so then I take
I
it
don't
walk
have
while
my
they're there, and then they
thing
come
on it.
back while they're
You
shopping
have to
and I
put
give
this
it to
on
them.
here?
That's cool.
At a lot of the events, I'll just have them all set up, because I have about 1,000 of them made right now, because I get super, super busy. So a lot of times, it takes a lot of time in between to actually make it. So if they want a custom one, I'll just tell them, hey, tell me what you want, and I'll bring it to them next week.
You don't put,
And then they can pick zipper charms. So the zipper charms, the same thing. I have about 1,000 of them made where they can pick them out at the show. But if they want something different, not a problem, I'll make it for them the next week. So the other product that's on my list is the HIPAA pill.
so can you
So
put
the HIPAA
this
pill
on?
is another product that men and women love. If you're walking, biking, hiking, traveling, all you're gonna do is take this. So we actually have, this actually comes in 6 pieces sewn together. I have individual pockets, So it's not one wrap where everything's getting stuck into everything. So when you go to Traveler, you get up in the morning, just take it, step into it, just like you do your pants.
It's easy for you to
Get it over
do.
the hips, which is the hardest part.
Oh, this goes.
I was gonna say, especially if we're bigger than you, but go ahead.
I have four sizes.
We have king
So
size.
take your phone, and there's a hidden pocket right here. So put your phone right here.
It's like a tool belt.
She said we could keep them.
You're gonna put
No,
your
you
money,
can't keep it.
license, credit card,
No,
keys
no,
there.
no, run it.
The back is
No,
for
can't
passport.
keep
The water
it.
bottle will actually
Oh, here's
fit,
over
so
here.
put it right here and here, and put it right underneath your clothes.
Let's go,
And you don't have to carry a purse or anything either for travel.
And you buy that all, you buy or make that?
I buy the fabric from the same company Lululemon does. And
But
then
you make them?
Yes.
Okay.
We cut them and make them ourselves. So I actually do all the cutting on them. My girlfriend does actually all the sewing. If I sewed it, you definitely wouldn't want to do it.
Got it.
So I've seen those, they use those a lot in Europe.
They're using them a lot everywhere now, but the problem is that a lot of people that are making them out of
guys seen this?
70-30 blend instead of 20. So it stretches out,
Yeah.
you can't use it. Ours, the reason why we use the same fabric Lululemon is, not because it's the most expensive, but the most durable. It's
Yeah.
90% micropoly, 10% spandex. So when you stretch this out, it conforms to the shape of your body, but retains its shape and goes back.
And how do they hold up to washing?
Machine wash on cold, lay them flat to dry.
Can you pass that around?
Absolutely. So
Dog
each pocket,
walking.
if you see, each pocket is individual. So each one of them we have sewn individual inside the zipper or that little scanner pocket.
Oh, clever.
That belt. Batman.
Dog walking,
It is very hot.
keys, bag.
Doggy
phone.
roll of baggies.
I thought I put one in there. but
We may have missed it, hold on.
If not, I have lots of them on my phone.
Well, you know what I'm liking? I'm liking the fact that a lot of the vendors now are doing things at the street for the customer. So they're sewing and they're
Yeah.
dyeing, tie-dyeing, and they're
Customizing.
doing this and that. And they're actually, the customer actually gets a custom piece, which is really nice for the client.
Makes it feel more artisan
Yeah,
as
it makes
well.
it feel more homey.
Yeah, and they like the idea of coming in, except for I have so many choices, because if you see my house right now, the whole house is filled with stuff everywhere, and it looks a mess because I'm going to Pleasanton this weekend coming. So they come in and they're like, oh my gosh, you have so many choices, I don't know what to go with. But I like lots of choices, which is, my husband says I give too many because it takes people too long, but I guess I go with, yeah.
And you'll have somebody in the booth to help you?
Well, I'm usually there most of the time by myself. So, my husband will be with me on Thursday nights out here because it's at night, so he'll be able to come with me, yeah.
You know, this is also great if you put one of those hooks for your dogs. You can put your doggy bags in here and everything else. Great bando. Nice.
Are you gonna have a canopy on your booth?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever put them up yourself?
Height is
at
better,
all? 'Cause
pushes
it's
the
very
babies
difficult
up.
setting up by yourself.
wanna do it?
Just wanna tell
I've
you.
been doing it for 45 years.
Okay.
Okay.
The
This
trick
is
is
actually a
get
cute
underneath the
idea.
canopy in the middle and push from the middle and it opens right out.
Okay.
That's
I
why
put
she's
the
thin.
signs up
A little
myself, I
doggy
do
walking
everything.
kit
Okay,
I
all
could
right,
see.
just
Yeah.
wanted to, because sometimes some people can't.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to that age where I'm like, okay, how many more years am I gonna be
You
able
got
to do
more
this?
yet to go.
Yeah.
I move to accept this.
I'll second. Great.
Darrell will second, sorry.
For all.
All in favor?
All those in,
Aye.
excuse
Oh, sorry. Get with it, girl. Let's go.
Usurping the.
Well.
Sorry.
Too many Wheaties this morning.
I wanna know, are you using your product today?
Not at all.
Only
That
sativa.
could be the issue.
Clearly.
Aye.
See, I told you it would be easy. don't I?
We'll see you on the street. We'll see you on the street too.
Yeah. Great products. Very nice.
Yeah, what about the, one second.
It's the heat.
So the key rings,
No, we didn't. We
The
have
key
to.
rings, are you selling them separately?
So they would, yes, so I'll
Now,
have
do
them
you
if they.
make those?
The key ring part I don't, the eyeglass part I do. So I'm not gonna be selling the key rings separate, it's only gonna be on the bag. So if they want the eyeglass, it's gonna be up there as an eyeglass holder. So I'm gonna have them switched out, and if they wanna take a certain clip, so I can have the different clips
Yeah.
up there for them to
So
choose.
they're not gonna be sold separately?
No,
So
it's
as long as
an
it
option.
goes
Not the clip,
with,
just
okay,
Yeah.
that's a different story.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
It'll be up
because-
to them to see
Okay.
what
Yeah.
they want, and then I'll switch it to just the eyeglass. The whole idea is you don't want them to buy that, because then they put their own bags on it, the whole idea is for them to buy my bag. So
Yeah.
if I don't
Okay,
like it,
Donna,
I'll put it
thank you so much. Just wanted to
you,
clear
Donna.
that up. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Doesn't matter. It's on the application, yeah. Next one is, she's right here. Allegra?
Yeah.
And this is entertainment, live music.
I did
Go
see
ahead.
it. I saw the YouTube.
I'm really.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm 18. I've been performing since I was 3 years old. I started off dancing, and I started singing when I was a kid. And I started playing piano a few months ago to accompany myself so that I can do things like this. Yeah.
You're 18?
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
18.
I thought you were 14 when I saw the YouTube.
We all looked at each other because we're all old, so you're still a kid.
What are you talking about? Thank you, Dottie. I really appreciate that.
In comparison, we are old. She's still, go ahead, I'm sorry. I couldn't pass that up.
It's a rough room.
Just more about myself.
No,
I've been.
I think it's good.
No, are we going to hear you?
We all watched
I
the
sent-
We all watched the YouTube, so you were
Yeah.
excellent.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't see it.
I'm assuming somebody will be be out on the
All
street
right.
with you?
All right.
Yeah, my mother. She.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. It was on the, it was on the, yeah, didn't you see it either?
I did, but I thought we would hear her in
Well,
person.
I can sing a song for you.
Just one little verse, yeah, just.
Sunday morning rain is falling. Steal some covers, share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I'm in. But things just get so crazy. Living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. Find a way to bring myself back home to you.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions? No questions? I need a motion.
I second. Great.
Okay, no discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
Okay, the next person is Robert. Finally, huh, Robert? Arts and crafts. Robert, I'll give you a minute to set things up, otherwise you won't be able to talk and do it. Okay? Take a minute.
You realize that you get hotter doing that, right? Do you?
Yeah, 'cause your
have
your body is moving.
Yeah, that's like doing cardio. Absolutely.
It is hot in this room.
Well, if you hold your hand like this, hold on.
Breathe.
If you hold your hand like this, it gets all the way up. Did you know that? You hold your hand just like this.
Coming down that way.
I don't want any more. Anybody want more? Yeah.
Ooh, bring it, bring it.
I could benefit from you doing it.
That one's turning red. These are the ones I like
Go
to
ahead.
stab.
Oh,
Here.
yeah. No, that's okay. I'm not afraid. I think
This one's the best one. The Snickers one's the best.
I didn't eat today.
Oh, not at all?
But I didn't eat lunch.
Oh, yeah, by that one.
Is there,
I like Aaron's.
is there a problem with the air conditioner, or is it just not turned on, or what? I mean, it is like,
They saw us coming.
You know what it is? As it cools down outside, then the air conditioner, if it's cool at night, the air
Oh,
conditioner's off at night,
yes.
so it takes all day long for the building to cool again. This was how my office was. The spring and the fall were the worst times in my office, and in the summer you freeze.
There you go.
Okay, there you
Good
go.
idea.
Remember that.
Okay, you know what, take the microphone and hold it while you're talking, you can move around and then show it. Okay.
Rocket Buddha.
Is the folder around?
Folder.
Folder, please.
Rough crowd.
Meditation benches, I'm be darned.
Yeah, I used to teach, I taught physics. And before that, I worked at NASA Jet Propulsion Lab. So I always have been a creator. So the cubicle, I was there for 15 years and I moved on to teaching. And teaching was okay, but I was tormenting young souls, you know. I was an AP physics teacher, so I just went and just did my art full time. and I sub, sometimes I'll consult as an engineer. In fact, here's one kind of engineering journey, you know, just this engineer. So I really got into meditation, yoga, so I print, I silk screen my hand-drawn drawings on T-shirts. I source, these T-shirt blanks are made in LA, and they're wrap certified, platinum wrap certified, so they're conscious vendor at Bella Canvas. So like 8 limbs of yoga. These are kind of educational. Yeah, the teacher and me. Western yoga is always asana, but there's actually 7 other limbs of yoga. But Western yoga is like asana. You know, so
Do you mind if we see that? Okay.
each one has a story.
Just the one.
Yeah, each one has a story. That's a unisex. This is a lady's cut, a muscle tank, peach and blue, and I print these myself. The silk screen, I have the screens made up. I draw, they're hand-drawn, pen and ink, but then I take them into Photoshop and clean them up. So I just have a sample. I don't have all the teas with me. This is 8 limbs I put on black because it was, you know, popular. I have a website. I hardly sell anything, like 2 or 3 over the years off the website. It's all SEO and stuff. I'm learning that. I like to be challenged and learn. Here's one, astrological alignments. It has to do with moons. You know, we have the constellation. Well, I started putting the moons in there. I thought it was kind of interesting. Where are the moon locations? And then drawing this, I realized we never named our moon. It's called Moon. So, and then I have a hoodie. I just brought a hoodie. Here's the mudras. These are the mudras of the 4 elements, and there's knowledge and akasha, emptiness. So it's the 6 mudras on a hexagon, you know, some sacred geometry. So I carry journals and draw, and these end up as T-shirt designs. You know,
Yeah.
so I print some fine art prints. I have on the application.
Did you draw those?
Paintings take so long. I put some paintings in my booth, but they're kind of pricey because so much goes into them. So I started doing some photo transfers on canvas, and I print these. I have my 24-inch printer, and I'll print, and I could transfer them to canvas, just to mix it up. And I do have some paintings in there, just like my own fine art.
So now those photos, is that a photo that you've taken and then transferred to canvas, or do
No.
you take a stock photo and do that?
This is a stock photo, and I put some filters and stuff in Photoshop, and then I print it.
Can you pass that around?
This one? Yeah. I do in the past, actually when I worked at JPL, I had a leather book binding company at night, which I don't bind leather books anymore, but you know, I made some bracelets and stuff that I'll have in the booth. And the meditation benches, this is the newest thing over the last few months. I always like working with wood, so I put magnets on this. And then these are kind of unique. There's an angle here. You could, you know, these are kind of meant for a retreat. I think a 2-week meditation retreat is really healthy. So sometimes in the booth, I give these postcards out, a little concentration practice. You know, I say, try this 5 minutes a day, work up to 20, just to focus your mind. But then if they're really interested, I say, well, you could go on a retreat and, you know, kind of just trying to give them some options they may not be aware of. And so this one, this has some different angles there. During a retreat, you could change your position. So also in other farmers markets, I sell some packs, but I didn't put that on the application because I haven't made it like helmet bags and stuff. I'm not trying to bring this into the market. In the future, I may do art or photo transfers or sew my art on here in the future, but
I like the bag one.
and I had something else on the application. I'll just mention it now. I work in Nepal. I bring some pants, and I import them for other farmers markets. So what I kind of do is I have some packs with benches, and the T-shirts, just like meditation gear, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't put this on that. I did originally, but then we took it off. But it'd be nice to still offer the pants along with the shirts. If I say, well, if you buy a shirt, you can buy a pant, or you know, or a meditation bench. You know, I'd still like to offer these if I can in combination, but I didn't put it on the most recent. It was asked to take off, but I'd just like to request that.
Actually, that is in the pack. It's on the list.
Meditation pants?
Yeah, the pants. It says,
Yeah,
it
the
says
yoga
handcrafted in
pants.
Nepal. It says it, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I work with a family in LA. They import it. They employ
It's
their,
not-
it's craftsmen.
No.
No, she said it's not on there.
It's not on this list. It's
No, on the newest one, I
It's on that list,
updated it.
yeah.
Okay.
But not
On the
on this.
original one, it was.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care about bringing the packs in until
Yeah.
I have time to modify those and play with that. I have a sewing machine. I
Okay.
have to play with that.
Okay,
You're
great.
just a frustrated artist, aren't you?
No.
You got a little bit of everything.
No, you know what I get frustrated with is working full-time and doing my art at night. So at least now I'm doing my art full-time,
There you
a
go.
little painting.
Good for you.
You know, I'm like, my problem is focusing, but, you know, I'm doing better.
Oh, you're doing good. Okay, Robert, let's, anybody,
Meditation helps me focus.
anybody have any questions?
Are you making the meditation benches yourself?
Yeah, the benches, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Harbor Freight as my savior. I have all their hand tools and, you know.
Great.
Yeah, I just got zebra wood. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I have all different kinds of wood, so some are
Yeah.
hard, some are soft. It's just, I love that.
That's
Okay, anybody
zebras.
else have any
The
questions?
T-shirts,
They're canvas.
I understand that. I was trying to frame the question. The T-shirts, he doesn't have to bring every design to us. Can he vary as he comes up with new art? Or does he have to bring every piece of art back?
As long as as long as he's the person who's doing the imprinting of them, then that would be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say if you vary off of maybe the theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Seems
wanted
like he's got a
clarity on
very
that,
strong
thanks.
theme to it. If
Yeah.
it varies in any way, maybe he should bring that to the board.
What if he varies the articles of clothing he does on, like if he does robes or something?
I would have him bring that back before the board.
Okay, just so you understand. And the same with those, should you move into a mode where you're customizing the bags, you'd have to come back to us
Yeah.
with
Oh,
that before you could bring it to your booth?
And the pants are not,
Can I see
No,
the
pants
they're
are out.
imported,
The
so they
pants?
wouldn't be.
Yeah, but,
They can't,
But he,
no, I realize
we
that. but-
removed the pants.
oh, we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
We
But
took
he
our
would-
pants-
Just asking to,
We
if I
pulled the
could
pants
put
down.
them
We,
on.
yeah, we took his pants off.
But
But
we,
he's asking to put them,
but he wants,
Requesting if I could put them out, it just kind of rounds out my booth. The way I have, if you look at the picture. If
but it's not, it has to be 75% handmade by you.
By you.
By you.
So you were
Yeah.
saying if you sell a T-shirt, you wanted to give away?
I mean,
a
we
pair of
have-
pants?
we
Is that
have
what you're
allowed-
thinking?
Meditation bench, or if they buy two T-shirts, they could.
when somebody buys something and they, like we just did
These
with
are
the,
so
with the,
comfy.
I mean, would this be too much to, if he gave it away with the purchase? Is this something that's too big, too much? Yeah, a little bit over the
I
top.
mean, it would be up to the board's discretion because we have allowed an accessory with
Right.
the purchase. The thing that's been difficult for staff in the past is ways to monitor that. So something that we do is we walk by booths, we determine if there are items that don't
Right.
go, that we don't remember being presented before you, and then we move on. So if, as we move on, they start selling them individually, not that you would, but sometimes people do, we don't have a way of actually governing that.
Well, he can also, if somebody's really he can show them, can he show them? Or is that?
Yeah, maybe
Well,
say
I-
that
that's a
available
little
on your
bit-
website.
Yes,
Then we're getting into
You
a
know what
double,
I-
then we're getting into a double
Never mind.
standard with all the other
Yeah,
vendors.
I was
One
gonna say
second.
mail them to the, but that's getting into too much.
If
okay.
he sells a T-shirt and wants to rubber band a pair of pants and give them away,
Well, that's what I'm just asking.
Is
and
there a
it's kind
problem
of-
with that?
Again, it's up to this board's discretion. I encourage a conversation about it. My
Then I
issue
would-
on a staff level is being able to monitor whether
Monitor
they're
it.
selling them individually.
Yeah,
And we
I-
don't have a way of governing.
And I would venture to say that the packaged item is in no way near 75% self-handcrafted. So that still raises an issue. I could say if you buy this piece of bubble gum, I'm going to give you this diamond ring, right?
Right.
And the piece of bubble gum is $8,000.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that-
right.
I would prefer to stay away from it in light of
Yeah.
recent headaches.
I think it doesn't stand with what we've done with all the
But
other
if there's
vendors. That's the
nothing to
only
prevent-
thing, as much as I'd love to help him, it just
Nothing to
doesn't.
prevent him from offering them on his website.
Yeah.
I was
well,
just gonna say that.
I was gonna mention two things. One thing, I can't put them on my website because they're so
Yes,
handcrafted that.
you can.
that-
Put it on your
well, No,
website.
because I never get the same ones. They're only what I pick, the colors. They may have two if I'm lucky, but a month later, they have all different.
Yeah.
they're-
Right.
These aren't like the ones made in India or
Right.
Yeah.
China.
They're
or no,
heavier.
Thailand and India, they come apart. This is like 2 years old. I've been washing, the threads don't come undone. And the other thing I could do is like just offer the shirts and everything else and just have like a meditation pack where they could buy a bench and a shirt and some
No, we're in
pants and just have like a meditation pack like.
And you
for-
roll that up and
Yeah,
that's
just,
free.
I could box it. You know, when I ship the shirts, they're in tubes. I like working with, and then there could be like a gift pack, meditation gift
Still not-
pack. I mean, that's another
Doesn't reach the
option.
quota.
Well, I think we've answered our
problem with
question. You can't have it
I
at the
don't
booth.
think we
And
have- I
so
don't think
what
we-
you decide to do after the fact is up to you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have any
And
more
what
questions?
about the wrist? That
No.
is-
All right, let me
the
have a
leather
motion,
goods.
please.
The leather goods, there's no concerns about?
It's
Or
on
just
his
make- yeah.
application.
Can we
too.
see them, by the way?
It's the only thing we haven't
Yeah,
talked
no,
about or
sure.
passed
Yeah.
around.
So I make a
Oh,
motion.
wait a minute, we didn't see this.
That's what I just said,
It's-
pass them around.
Oh, I
It's
thought you
really-
meant the handbags, the
No,
leather
that-
goods.
No.
No.
Yeah, these are
Handbag
all
the canvas
men-
good.
The men's, yeah. we're just-
Yeah, they are cool. You could tell they're handmade.
Oh, yeah, no, these are fine.
Maybe you could get the pants in a solid color and you could put your artwork on it and bring it back.
Oh,
Okay.
Think of something to do with those pants so you can bring them back to us somehow. Maybe get
Julie
black
wants
ones
a
and silk
pair.
If
screen them.
they're
Oh, yeah.
canvas,
yeah.
Yeah,
they become the
Yeah.
canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the pants
yeah.
were the canvas and
They're
your art on
100%
it.
cotton, yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I
Well,
like them.
I'll
with
make a
that,
motion
check
to
with staff.
accept
Okay,
then.
let's get back to, because they're definitely
second.
handmade. Okay. Did we get a motion?
I gave a
Yes,
motion.
just
I gave the second.
Okay, no more discussion? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none? Okay.
We'll see you on the
I
street.
gotta sit
And I have to tell you-
You're used to it, we just don't count it.
I have a lot of those pants
Okay,
from
thank you,
India and
Robert.
they don't hold up half as nice. That's great material. I love those.
You mean the Fab India, it's kind of like the Gap of India?
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Really
it's a
nice.
ton of stuff.
No, just all over the world, Bali, everywhere. My friends bring me back the
Right.
pants, but those are
Take your
cool.
time putting that away, we're done with the. Okay, next is unfinished business. And it's the Village Fest poster contest.
Right, so staff received some feedback from some committee members. We're gonna make some updates to the flyer and have it ready for distribution this Thursday at Village Fest.
We're handing them out Thursday night is the plan. We are attacking.
You're,
We're going to divide the street up into two sides and we're
Great.
both taking half. Because with the December 1st deadline, this is our last
yeah.
window.
Yeah, I've done that before, you have to really,
Take the night off.
And the upside is we're going to get there early, but we're also, obviously, the food vendors we don't know, worry about, the kettle corn. I mean, we'll pass them out to everyone who's willing. So,
okay. That's great, all right. New business? None, right?
I just want to mention
ahead.
that when I was at the Village Fest last Thursday, I saw that we have moved that, what I call the bedding, how long can you hang
Oh,
on it? They're down at the far end, and it's perfect. It's like perfect. They weren't in anybody's way,
Yeah.
and the crowd that they drew
That's why
did
the
not
end is
impede the
good.
progress. It was great.
It's always good down there.
No cat calling, they weren't calling people
Yeah.
off the street.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, great. Okay, reports and requests, public? None? Oh, okay, we have some, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm gonna move my date one more. Oh,
You know what, talk to staff and they'll help you out there, Robert, thank you. Okay,
So I'm Mark Evans. I have a product called Timbo's Licorice, and we've been, this is our second year now at the street fair.
can you talk a little louder?
Oh, okay.
And into there you go.
Okay, so I'm Mark Evans, Timbo's Licorice. This is our second year at the street fair. We've been located in the farmer's market up till this point. Desperately trying to get out of there because we don't get nearly the traffic, and there's other people selling licorice in competition with me 10 feet away. So Anyway, went to these two last week, pleading my case. They said, okay, we've got a spot for you on the street. So last week I get there to set up, there's somebody in my space. Okay? Mistakes happen, okay? No big deal. So I didn't have the emergency number, which I guess I should have, but I went down to talk to Faith at the tent, the information tent. I couldn't find her. Everybody's setting up, cars are pulling off. I went and found another spot, started to set up. She came down, told me, no, you can't just assign yourself a spot. Okay, fine. Loaded my van up. You gave me another spot on South Palm Canyon. I arrived there, somebody's in my spot. So needless to say, a little frustrated.
When you say someone was in your
No, wait.
spot, was
Yeah.
it the booth that's supposed to be
This-
next to
no,
yours
no,
that
no,
was
wait,
centered? Or?
Sorry.
Yeah.
This is where he just presents his issue.
Oh, sorry.
We do not
Okay.
have back and forth
Okay, sorry.
conversation.
Anyway, these things happen. I've been doing the COD for years and years, now here for 2 years. It happens. I'm willing to work with things like that. The bigger issue is now because someone was in my spot last week, I was so happy to get out on North Palm Canyon finally. Now it's like I'm being punished and moved back into the farmer's market. And I mean, they've tried to explain it to me, but it's not making sense to me. So I didn't know what else to do. I'm sorry I wasn't on the docket today, and I'm sorry you guys are here for an
Okay.
extra 10 or 20 minutes.
Your 2 minutes is
But-
up.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
we've heard it, so we'll,
Yeah, we got the 2 minutes, so they can discuss it amongst themselves, but there can't be any conversation back and forth. If at some point you want to get on the agenda, then you can take it, send a letter and Faith will put it on the agenda.
And wait another month.
Yeah. Then
And
we
not
can
feed
have a
my
conversation.
kids.
yeah,
That's
we
what
can-
you're saying.
we can
Okay.
have a conversation, but just anyway, first, what I mean, really, this is staffing. I mean, we don't run the street per se. I mean, it's a hard job with what they do, so I think that we have to just follow staff's lead on this.
But I understand the frustration too of
Yeah,
setting
it's
up and tearing
difficult.
down, setting up, getting assigned a spot. and
Can I
not-
interject one more
No,
thing?
no.
Okay.
So is there a permanent spot on the street that we can offer this person?
There is not.
There is
There's
not.
never a permanent spot, no.
So I think Faith, I think they both work really hard. I mean, they're out there every night, every Thursday, working their tails off, and it just has to, I think it has to be left up to them to do whatever they need to do to place him wherever he needs to be placed.
So no vendors have permanent spots?
Correct.
Oh,
Never
I didn't know
have.
that.
Yeah.
And it's in our rules and regulations, and it's written very specifically to
Yeah.
say that staff has the ability to move vendors at any time for any reason.
I guess I have a question for Steph, which is why would we move a food vendor that's selling that type of item out of the farmer's market area in between T-shirts and earrings and art?
Because there's 25 other
There's
food
no-
vendors
sir,
out there.
please.
Well, I have to
No,
defend.
no, you
don't.
don't. That's not what public comments is for. The public comments is make a comment to the board.
Okay.
They have the ability to have a discussion.
Well, they have to have enough information to make an
I'm sorry,
intelligent
sir, it's 2
decision.
minutes,
Can I
and
just
that's
say
part of our
something?
Brown Act
Yeah, go
rules.
ahead.
I just want to say that I don't know this gentleman, but I know these ladies here.
Right.
And if they were speaking on the street, the way that this gentleman was speaking to Jasmine in this lobby out here, his booth would already be in question. I'm
Really?
sorry, it was very inappropriate. I was just getting up to
Okay.
go out there to see what the commotion was out there when they came in. And, I mean, really, I
Yeah.
am never going to stand by and let somebody talk to these girls that way.
Yeah.
That's what
no.
that's what I was bringing to your
Sorry.
attention is
Yeah.
that they should decide what goes on
Well,
because
that's
they have to
exactly
take
what
the
I
brunt
said.
of everything.
Yeah, that it's up to, and, I mean, we just had somebody in front of us because of the way they spoke to people on the street. So it basically goes across the board, and.
What, did I say something out of line?
Please, there's no.
I didn't swear. I
Sir.
didn't raise my voice.
It was very
Sir,
loud.
You can't speak during
No.
this portion.
We are
Actually,
governed by the state of California and how what has to
Conduct our
happen.
meetings.
That's fine. This is a
Anyway,
democracy. I
But
should
if
be able to
he,
speak
if
up
he
for
wants to
myself.
do more, he can do something to be on the agenda, is that
We can
correct?
put them on the
So
agenda
you know
in our
that?
5 minutes.
You go to the office and you put something so you can be on the agenda. And that's it
Correct.
for now. I mean, we can't
That's
do
the
anything
Brown
else.
Act
That's
rules.
You
we're-
win.
That's the Brown Act. I'm not
Congratulations.
trying to win, sir.
No.
It's Brown Act rules that governs this
Please,
board.
please don't, no. In fact, I think maybe he should sit down. Please, sit down.
I'm sure you've
We
had
are
enough.
not,
I've
excuse
certainly had
me,
enough.
please.
I'm very frustrated.
We are not
Okay.
going to deal with anybody being rude, whether it be at this table or out in the hallway, which we just heard about. That is
Do you
unacceptable.
want to hear about rude?
No, would you please?
Would you like to hear what happened last
No,
Thursday night?
I don't.
No.
This is not
Okay.
the place for that, so please, go sit down, please.
Okay. Maybe if you'd return
Thank
a
you,
call
sir.
once in a while, it might help also. And
Sir.
had I wouldn't be here today.
Sir, would you please
But
have a
I've had
seat
like
as our
10
chair
messages.
requested?
Please sit
Never
down.
returned
There's
calls.
no more talking on this. Wait till he leaves. No, he's not going to leave, okay. Okay,
Board comments.
board comments.
My comment is, we need to leave it up to you. I think it's your decisions. You work the hardest at this, and that doesn't, not get governed by
mean,
us, I
We
believe.
can't solve the problem. I mean, we're not there. It's not our job. It's your job, and I know I know you work hard. I mean,
The only comment I would have is that there are a number of vendors on the street that have competition close by with similar items, so I'm not sure how it differs and how it should be accommodated differently from any of those vendors.
Well, and I have one comment, which is,
They think
oh,
it's-
sorry, thanks. The booths are managed by staff as far as location, and that should continue to be so. We don't
Absolutely.
have any say in that. And I think if this gentleman wants to pursue it further to get on to the agenda for next time, and that's all we can do at this point.
That's all we can do at
That's all
this
we can do. Yeah. Just
Do
pretty,
we
it's
need a
pretty black
motion
and
for
white.
that?
But my question is, if his attitude is towards these girls not good, I mean, there's nothing saying we even have to keep a
Then we have
vendor.
to,
No.
do a re-jury. Yeah.
because technically he's a vendor. And if he is being rude to anybody on the street, whether it be a customer, like we had recently at the last meeting, or any staff member, then it's, no. It's something we cannot
The rules are the
tolerate.
rules.
Right.
It's-
The
Yeah, we
rules
have
are
to
rules.
abide by the rules
So
set
if it
forth by the state and the
continues-
city on this.
Yeah.
And respect.
Yeah.
Then we have to decide on or off.
Okay.
Correct? Okay. So that should cover that?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Next.
Okay, staff reports?
Wait, you missed some stuff.
Did I miss? Yeah, I did.
You missed everything.
Wait a minute.
She got questions.
Excuse me.
Oh, this whole
Okay.
thing.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, board comments.
she has some staff
So we had board comments
No.
after that? No. We did board comments.
I
Subcommittee,
have one comment.
go ahead.
I, last week went to the arugula guy to taste it, because I'd never tasted it before. And he was this close to being still rude.
I have to comment on this. I'm going to tell you,
I'm going to
they've
say,
done
let me
this, but go ahead.
finish. You know, I said, there was a person in front of me, and he was talking to the crowd, and I think I said something like, "Do you have samples?" And he turned to me and he said,
He didn't recognize you?
he did not. He said.
good.
He didn't recognize me either.
If you'll wait just 1 minute while I help this person, I will give you my undivided attention. He was really kind of, and I waited.
Just a little sharp, yeah.
And then when I got to the front, I said, "You don't recognize me, I was on the board." And he went, and then he got really sweet, really sweet. Try all of these samples. Ooh. So I think he bears watching. I don't think he is getting the message.
I think also some people can't handle pressure of people, and maybe it takes a little while for him. I don't know how
Yeah.
long he's been out there, but
He's been out there a long
Years?
time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, years.
Okay, so I actually observed him before approaching the booth myself, right? It all seemed okay. It's just that his style First of all, I don't know if you know this guy at all. The guy is from Brooklyn. I found out because he grew up down the block from one of my friends, right?
There
the
you have
whole thing, right?
Okay.
Now,
Easterner.
So what you're talking
Started
about,
that way.
so
Yeah.
what you're talking about here is more of a personal style.
Yeah.
Like, forget about it. Don't even start with
Yeah.
me like that, right?
Yeah.
He very well. I'm from New York. He very much. That's a natural for him. So it is part of his inflection. It doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying though, when we first met him, I got one impression until I was there, and then I realized it's the type of person. Now, that especially can be offensive here in California, where
Well, that's why I'm saying that's
people's
his
mannerisms are
market.
totally
He's trying to
different.
market to people.
Absolutely agree with you. I'm just saying though, I don't necessarily think he's purposefully being
No.
rude. I think he has a brash style. Not lobbying for or against him, but just, I didn't realize that until I was there.
An explanation of why, because if you went back to New York, you'd find that all over.
Oh, they'd love him.
And people love it, you know,
He could be at the San Gennaro Feast
I'm
selling.
from the
Yes,
Philadelphia
you could.
area, and it's
Italian in
basically
Bronx.
the same kind of thing in Philadelphia, you know, I mean, it's just the East Coast.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
East
we're going to
Coast.
get more letters. I think we're going to get more letters.
East
No,
Coast,
it's very possible, and you're right. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
you know, there was a little part of me that found it mildly comical because I thought, oh, he's a character, maybe, you know. And
He's got a
Oh, well,
shtick.
we'll just, hopefully he'll.
You know, we can't govern everybody's personality.
No,
If
you
that's
can't.
what he
That's
is,
my
that's
point.
what
You
he
know,
is.
he's been around a long time.
A long
that
time. It's not like
gentleman,
he's just here right
he's-
now.
And he's governed by the way he's not going to change. He probably won't, and, you know,
Do any
because
of
of where he
us?
comes
well, that's my
from.
point. He's not going to change.
So, you know, go up to him and introduce yourself, and maybe if he sees that enough times, he'll
Maybe if we
never-
do that, yeah, I was
You know,
thinking that too.
I would do that, instead of just standing there and looking at him, just say, hi, you know, I'm on the board, and
Yeah.
how you doing? And then, you know,
And he had two young ladies in the booth with him, and I commented that to him. And I said to him, I hope you're not having a stressful night, you know, what we spoke about. And I said, so I hope that if you should, it seems like you have enough good help here to just allow them to help somebody else. I think the other thing is a little bit of a control freak. He wants to do it all himself. Even if he has people there helping him, he has to touch everything. So when you said, are there samples? He should have said, can you help her, right? Instead, it was, you have to wait till I'm done with this person, because I'm the only, because
well, I think
nobody
he's-
could do it like me.
He's in the process of changing,
Poor guy.
probably from our talk, and it's, you know, it's not
Yeah.
gonna come overnight.
It's
I'm
going to be hard.
He adjusted when he heard I was on the board.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
anybody would.
So from now on, just introduce yourself, and we'll
And then
all
ask
try
for
to go to
samples.
see him and be nice and say, how you doing, everything, you know, and maybe he'll never
Yeah.
know who's coming up on him, so, okay, let's hope that.
But it can seem
because his
offensive
product-
upon approach.
His product is very good, right, Joy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. You don't like rule, huh?
I do, but not.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not a fan, forget it. Is it? Yep.
All right, let's see, where are we? Compliance?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report? Nothing? Well, we kind of just talked about that, yeah. Social media,
I don't have an update, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll get you something by the end of the week, I promise. I'll just like track people down.
But we are working, Daryl and I respond to people on Facebook when they have questions, like about hours or whatever. Just, it's the Main Street Facebook page, so we've been, I think maybe 10 years we've had that up there. So generally, you know, just put the events that are happening at VillageFest, sometimes vendors, sometimes merchants, weather updates when it is important, you know, we screenshot the weather page hour by hour, give people some idea, especially when it looks like there might be some sort of system coming in. So, I don't know, just something I've done for 10 years for whatever
I had a
that
suggestion.
darn
Real quick.
weird reason. Yeah.
It's still 93 and warm.
So just to get a little background, so what I don't know if we had provided this background before for you guys. What we want to do with social media is to promote the individuals, and in doing so, what Jasmine's saying is she has to get approval for Hootsuite. It's a basic fee of, I think, like, is it $10 or $20 a month?
That was like 12.
$12,
I mean,
yeah.
It's pretty minimal.
It's minimal, but she has to get the approval. And then it can go across all platforms, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So
And
that's
all we
just
have
what,
to do
that's
is
what,
upload
the
it, Which
pattern.
is the best part for me, is, right, you just upload this information and it like moves itself, so it's not
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah.
Faith and I
Yeah.
actually have to do.
So it's
Which is why I
self-managing,
wanna
yeah.
get the approval as
Yeah.
opposed to just doing it, having Faith or I
The
have to
manual,
update it.
so
Well,
like,
there's two, good.
the manual part of it is really, if we were to do it manually, it's horrible. It's horrendous. It would take up all their time. So that's why it's in a hold pattern until
Okay.
they get that signature.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But that's two separate things. That's actually the distribution mechanism.
Yeah.
All right? Now, aside from that, do people actually go to the site and look at what's going on
Quite
at
a
Village
bit.
Fest? Because if so,
Yeah.
you know, like we had that one food vendor put it on a stick, right? Something totally different. Promote that. Come and try our new food vendor, Chef Luke is serving blah, 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 blah. You know, as far as the food court thing goes, I even thought about doing like, you know, themes, like maybe, you know, a holiday theme for them, so they all get into that. So, you know, the guys that are doing tacos, do a turkey taco this week and a sweet potato one, because Thanksgiving's coming, like that kind of thing, and start to advertise it, not, I shouldn't say advertise it, start to actually just share that on media. And then as we get to the point where we can share it across all different platforms, that's a better distribution, but we still need to get started with it some other way if we're going to bother to do it, right?
We do. Like, anybody that hashtags Village Fest, we share it, because if it's not shared by the administrators of the page, it goes off onto the side, but when we share it, it comes into the main part of the page. So anytime that somebody hashtags Village Fest, we just share it. I mean, even if it's not a business, if somebody, you know, is having fun out there and they're taking a picture, we share that.
How would we feel about like a campaign where, you know, either select vendors or ones that step up to it and provide the right level of information and graphic and stuff where we can post for them?
That-
That's what I was really
That's
thinking
what
about.
Daryl wants to,
Yes.
you know, have happen. And I think that, have any of the vendors been reached out to? I don't really know, but,
We just have to send out a,
yeah,
For them to fill in the
Communicate.
information.
yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Well,
easy
maybe we should
enough.
start with that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that, start gathering that information until we get the approval. At least we'll have it ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah,
What are you telling them? Are you telling them that we're going to launch a social media campaign in which we will be featuring different vendors each week?
Yeah.
If you bring in a new specialty item, or, you know, if it's a new vendor, if we're doing something themed, something like that, do we say that to them now, or are we not sure if we're going to go there?
I think the original information we were requesting was like a photo, just kind
bio?
of basic information.
Yeah. So
It
what
didn't
is
have
their,
anything too detailed.
yeah, so what is their unique positioning? So what is their UPS, unique position statement? What makes them unique? And so we have an example. And so in the communication, they would use the example that we have, where it has an image and it has the UPS statement, a unique position statement, and then in turn, they would email it over to them. And what's great about it is, as we all know, there's so many vendors, so it's literally like every day a new vendor can be posted, and they would just go into a cycle. But gathering the information, I think, is the first step. And some of us, the bandwidth we don't have. I love your ideas as far as for food court, being on the food committee. I think it'd be great to start pushing on the food items. Because that's what's gonna draw people in.
Yeah, because a lot of people just want to go down and eat.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have a
So-
thought, why don't you divide it into categories, like blast out food, and then you have all your food vendors, and then why don't you ask them to send in a video or a 2-minute clip or a minute clip, and all you have to do is take that and post it onto your website, and that way you don't have to do the work.
Yeah, so what we could do is we could create a small little tactical approach for
Needs a
food.
quality screening, though, if you have people doing videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
Or you can take it and edit it.
You want someone in there, like, you know,
Yeah.
in their bra and you know.
Yeah, well, you know how
Cooking
media
food,
is
is it-
today, right? Never know.
Never know,
Well.
exactly. Or using any of those filters where they put, you know, cat ears and whiskers on their face and all
All
that.
right, let's go to
Yeah.
the next thing, food court.
Okay, so we actually met down there, and Faith was kind enough to spend a lot of time walking us around. We walked the whole, you know, even beyond the food court and everything. Couple of things are, every vendor is supposed to bring a table, as many of you probably know, I didn't know that, that will seat 6 people for dining. They're of all different looks
Shapes and sizes.
some of them are painted and all scratched up and a mess and everything. Some of them bring tablecloths. I personally think we need to make a standard. They have to tablecloth it.
Haven't we told them in the past that they have to have tablecloths?
We did a bit of a trial and we provided tablecloths and we gave them to everyone and told them to maintain them. But I think that probably lasted a couple months.
Really?
they
I was going to
now?
ask about that, okay. The other thing is, the diversity of food. We've talked about this a million times. It is getting better, I will say that. I'm also, aside from looking at what's there and thinking about what we can do to sort of elevate it, to make it more attractive, I'm also going the other side to say, what do people know about it? So I'm talking to everyone I know about it. I think everyone in town knows now that I'm on this committee, right? And ask them about it. And I could tell you that 9.5 out of 10 people that I speak to say, oh, I've already been there. Yeah, I tried it. It's all right. And that's it. Like it's almost like they think it's a one-time thing, like it's the Italian feast in New York. You go once in September, then you wait till next year type thing, right? And what I'm trying to make them understand is that we're trying to elevate the food, and it's going to be worth going back and going back and going back. The food's all different. It's something to do on a Thursday night. It is a cheap eats thing, too, because the restaurants are becoming very expensive in town. And so, but they say, well, I can get tacos anywhere. That's everyone that I've talked to the food court about has said the word tacos back to me.
Because we had the 9, yeah.
And that's my concern about it. So I've been saying, oh, no, we're having, we have this one chef where they do catering and they're doing food on a stick and they're doing things like, they do a gourmet version of an unconstructed something or other, like fish and chips. And they're doing it with purple potatoes and a really nice cod. And so trying to make them understand that. But I think utilizing social media, because everyone is so addicted to social media. I say that very cynically because I don't like it, but the whole idea that I think we need to do that because that's where everyone thinks they get their news from there anymore. It's like crazy. So I think we can do something with that. Is there any way, I shouldn't say any way, what is the standard for vendors that have been here a long time serving the same food over and over? We just basically let the market handle that if their food gets bad or boring, then people just stop buying it, which means the economics will drive them out.
Street will get rid of a
That's how it
vendor.
works, right?
Any
Okay.
single
So there's
vendor.
no thinking about rotating if we've had vendors here for a long time, for years, or anything like that?
I will tell you, we will have a lot more angry vendors here coming.
Okay, no, I'm not suggesting we do that, I'm just trying to think outside the box we could do, because the other thing that I thought about is a carrot and stick thing, which is, some of the vendors go away for months at a time in the summer, then and then they come back. What is it, 30 days, and then they have to reapply, is that right?
It's a 1-year period.
It's a 1-year period.
If you're off for an entire year, you have to reapply to the board.
Oh, so so that allows for the seasonal.
Right. So vendors who take the say the summer season off, we actually have very few food vendors that do, but when they return, kind of based on what type of product they have, right? So Faith has a couple of vendors who are returning, and we don't want to put 2 taco vendors right next to each other. So she made space across the way and a little bit further down so they're not looking right at each other. I think that's kind of some of the work that goes into placing vendors is, even if you return on Tuesday, we're not going to put you right next to the person who's selling something very similar. And
Okay.
sometimes that's frustrating for vendors, right? So to them, it's like, well, no, I came back and this is where I
Yeah,
belong.
yeah.
And that's unfortunately not kind
We
of how
don't
it
always
works.
have happy vendors.
Right.
You can't please them
Well,
all.
we try, but
We
it
try.
is very difficult.
Yeah, but
So
it's
it's
difficult.
the same thing with food, is when you return, we try and find you a spot, but typically, if you're not here through the summer season, you get placed on towards
Okay.
the end of it, unless we end up in a situation where we've got 2 people selling very similar products right next to each other, and then Faith and I try and work that out to find an appropriate place where it won't cause
So it's a
chaos.
passive carrot and stick as opposed
A
to
little
an
bit.
aggressive one. Okay, so because the reason why I'm asking this is because I'm trying to figure out how we make more room to bring in more diverse food. And we worked with Faith and figured out we could fit, 3 more vendors with what we have? Because before we were leaving space for them next to their booth for the table, which by the way is not that pleasant because you're sitting next to a generator that's loud or
I
something.
know, but if
or
you
the
got
garbage.
something you gotta eat.
I understand. Let me finish. So what we were looking at is because it got slower in the summer, they started putting the tables in the middle. Is that a problem for emergency vehicles? Because if it's not, that seems to work better.
That's the ideal. Ideally, we want them to go into the center. We do not want them
Okay.
on the side of their
But
booth.
we don't run into any resistance with emergency vehicles or anything for that. We're fine. Okay, then I would move to say that we should definitely move to that as a permanent solution and inch the vendors together to make more space. there's always going to be a lot of people and a lot of vendors, and if the vendors start complaining that there's too many vendors, they can't sell their food, up your game, right? The good food will always sell.
Hey,
And maybe that's how we do elevate the level of the quality of food and diversity. Sorry, go ahead.
that's okay. We have too many dispensaries, but they keep bringing them in, and everybody goes, okay, well, you know, they all divvy it out.
Competition is
Yeah, I mean,
competition.
they tell us competition is what it
Yeah,
is.
it's
So,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
it's, somebody's going to, pardon the pun, weed somebody out as they go on with
Well, you've
their.
been waiting to use that.
She got it in there, everybody.
All right.
I have one request.
Julie, cheap pun one.
Daryl, you have
I
something?
have one question or request of the committee for them to look at in a recent conversation with sustainability, which I shared with the office, to look at opportunities to become a more green event, especially in the food courts, as legislation comes down the pike and policies come down that we're going to need to be compliant in. So I think it would be fortuitous for us to be ahead of the curve rather than behind it.
So
Like?
in terms of things like any new food vendors, we tell them that
Like
any of their,
straws.
that everything has to be,
Straws.
Compostable,
yep,
soy-based, cardboard compostable. We start to cycle
made of
it.
recycled materials, whatever. Okay, yep.
Only because, from my understanding, that a lot of that's coming anyway, and we're going to have to do it, so we need to be ahead of the curve. The upside is, it's going to take root, and then we can promote ourselves as VillageFest as being environmentally sound and a green event. But we're going to have to do it, and in past lives, when we got forest, it's possible. It's not easy, and it's just going to happen to our food vendors for us in other places.
That would, wait, hold on one second. That would be really cool, because then what they could do is they could have a little sign up that says, ask me what I'm doing for sustainability, and as people go there to use the booth, right, or to buy something, and they can tell their story if
Right.
they wanted to. This is something that we could put on social media. We could then start saying, VillageFest, cares about sustainability, and here's some of the accomplishments we've made. That would be great. That's a great idea. Sorry,
Those
go
are
ahead.
great for the future. What about, do we have recycle bins near the food court for right now?
I could tell you that I threw my water bottle in with everything else,
Yeah,
because that's all that was
that
there.
bothered-
There
that
are
bothers
recycle
me.
bins on the street right there at the on the sidewalk
Are they-
that are there all the time.
Could we put any more in the middle of the street and have them clearly marked so that, this is all great to have sustainability, but if we're throwing away bottles and cans in our
It's
trash, it's kind of a
hypocritical,
wash.
yeah.
Okay, so my thought on this is a street Village Fest is a fun place to walk, to eat, to enjoy clothing, to laugh, they bring their dogs. Why are we governing all this stuff? It's the cities
Because
are
it's
doing
important
enough
for
of
the
that.
environment.
It
I mean,
it's
you
not
really
here
need to
yet.
have-
we
we really
there will
need to
come a
have
point
some-
we have to do this.
Absolutely.
How
Maybe we
long?
should invite the Sustainability Commission to make a presentation here
That'd be
at
great.
Village Fest
I
and
agree.
give some suggestions
Exactly.
based on what they've
Yeah.
been working
Yeah,
on
because
and
that's their,
everything.
that's their,
And
that's their.
I agree, and one thing for us to consider is, I think it's important to have the sustainability committee come here, but then we have to consider the pocketbook of the individual vendors,
Correct.
because as they start to shift over from styrofoam into recyclable materials, those are really costly. And I think the first approach we would want to take is more of like have you heard?
Right.
This is available.
In other
This
words,
is this is coming, or if it is coming, but not where we are enforcing or recommending. It's more like an awareness campaign.
But we can still prevent the trash that's going out
That's
now.
that's
from
low-hanging
becoming
fruit.
a
That's
pro- I mean,
good.
We can do something, this is not going to happen for this transfer. It's not going to happen for probably years. So in the meantime, what are we throwing away? I mean, what
Some of
doesn't
it's
get
quicker than a
recycled?
couple of years, and that's what's got
Okay,
me
but
concerned, yeah.
even if it's a year or two,
Yeah.
if we
So
had
if-
clearly marked recyclable containers, I, for example, when I walk downtown, want to throw my recyclables into a dedicated can, and I don't see that
I
very
honestly
often.
couldn't find one close by. Now, I didn't
They're on
comb
the
the whole
pavement?
street, but I couldn't find it.
There are some on the street right now, and they have the recycled logo on it. Also, the city just approved $380,000 for new trash cans and recycle bins.
There you go.
But
And
do
you know
we
what-
put
Question
out
answered.
cardboard ones,
So
you
it's-
know, with the bag in them that people throw their garbage in? Do we put them out, or do those come from the vendors?
No, our staff does.
You do?
Our team does.
You know,
And sorry,
Go ahead,
and
go
are
ahead.
any of them for recycle, or are they
No,
just trash?
They're just trash.
So I think what you're suggesting is that we do, 25% of them for recycle and 75% for trash or something, and have them side by side or something like that. Sorry,
Yes.
Julie.
So I was just going to say, a little flyer to them, a little piece of paper. Did you know this is coming? Da-da-da. Just a little something to them. It's just supposed to be fun
A
on a
starting
beautiful
point,
night,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
So once we have the sustainability committee come, then we can create an awareness campaign.
Yeah, and I think that we start there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they would like to, I'm sure,
Oh.
to explain, where they're at with it all right now.
And you're dealing with a lot of tourists, and the street is very, very busy. And if you think they're going to go look to throw it in
They're not.
container, they're not going to do that.
I think
So
you'd be
Fantasyland
surprised. I
is
think a
not
lot
there.
of, it's not Fantasyland, Julie. I think there are a lot of people who are concerned about recycling and not just having it be, it's like climate change. You got to start somewhere and you got to start now.
Well, I've been a vendor, and I go through street fair a lot, and I see all the tourists, and I watch them. When you're eating, you watch how people throw away things, and they throw it all in. They could care less
All right,
whether
no,
they're going to divide it
I
up.
think we've
So
spent
I'll
enough time
follow
on
up
this.
on recycle
Did they?
bins with the facilities
Yeah.
department and see what the feasibility is just to get some sort of recycle bin, even if it's just in the food court to start with.
That's
Yeah.
what I think.
And then
Thank you.
we will contact
Okay.
the Sustainability Commission and
Great.
see if they could come and present
Yeah.
what's coming forward, and if they have some just like basic information they can give us, and then we'll put something together as suggestions
Great
to
idea.
our vendors, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
But that was a
And-
really great
Thank you.
discussion.
And hold on, there's one more item on the food court, we didn't finish. The last item is it possible for us to put something on the social media that's inviting new food
whatever
vendors
is
to come and
minutes.
apply? We're looking, we're enhancing our food options at VillageFest. If you have a unique food item that you'd like to serve at VillageFest, please feel free to reach out and fill an application, because otherwise we're going to get more taco trucks.
Okay.
Okay.
We will work on something.
There could
Okay,
be Ron.
sorry, go ahead.
I got
I'm done.
Main Street.
Yeah, I got a couple things quick.
Go ahead,
So
go.
tomorrow is the
Take your
homecoming,
time.
it's the homecoming parade downtown, 3:30. Woot woot, go Big Red. And then Thursday is a active shooter seminar, the second one that Main Street's doing with the police department, and that one is at 6 o'clock.
There's one tonight.
Is it tonight?
Tonight.
Well, I hope
Convention
it's not
Center.
that one, because I'm not there. Okay, and we're going to have an event called Pop-Up Palm Springs on Friday, November 1st, the Friday of Pride. So the street will already be closed down. It's not reopening after Village Fest. So we're going to have our own little event going on there from 3 to 8 p.m. And November 11th is Veterans Day Parade. Then,
Wow,
yeah, whoop. Also, I just wanted to say that I'm throwing around an idea in my head that I'd like to bring back to you next meeting, maybe. I was thinking about Village Fest and children and students and artwork. And, when we do the holiday banner program, it's very complicated because the kids have to paint it. But when we did the Village Fest one, it was just printed. It was like such a relief for the teachers. But maybe we could get the kids involved, possibly in a Village Fest banner design, like, what's fun for them at Village Fest. Our other thing that we did was what makes me happy, but how about what makes me happy at Village Fest? And maybe, we could really utilize that artwork differently, and then those are printed on banners. So we didn't get to really do our other banner thing, I think, 2 years in a row now. We just got a late. It was. So, anything that we could do like that, I think, and bring the kids' artwork, and then it would hang downtown, and, they love that. And it brings families downtown, and locals. We're not just about tourists here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
We're
others
about
that come down.
locals,
It's a
and
good
people have to
Thursday night
remember
thing.
that.
That's great.
Are we involved with the art teachers at all, like with Charlie Ciali or anybody like that? The ones that are not necessarily just teachers on the Board of Ed?
Well, I deal with teachers and then any of the other private schools
Okay.
too, but not Charlie. But I would like to, but I did reach out to the Public Arts Department for the
Great.
holiday banner program because it's too much now.
Is that it? No more?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Free, we can go back to recycle, but no.
No, no. Go sit down in the. I'll send it, remember, you send kids to the corner and it's, okay.
Brutal today.
Staff report?
Just briefly, sorry. I did want to just give you guys notification that staff is in the process. We've got all our vendors returning for the season. We are working really hard to try and get them situated, both in the farmer's market and outside of the farmer's market. This is a really busy time. I think first week of October, Faith had about 35 vendors returning, and it does get confusing, spaces and things of that nature. And I try and go out and support her during the setup so that she has just a little bit of support during
How
the
you
really
guys
difficult
do it.
times. We are working on ways to increase foot traffic in the farmer's market. The farmers are a bit upset about having to go back into the farmer's market because we did have them on the street during the summer season, which is causing a bit of uproar amongst them. But we're working on ways to draw some more foot traffic into that area, some lighting issues, maybe some more entertainment. Might need to get the magic guy down there. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware that it's just that time of year where it gets
yeah.
a little,
When they come back,
crazy. We've got
yeah.
a lot of vendors returning all at one time of year.
Yep.
And then just remind everyone, VillageFest Halloween is next Thursday. We're really excited. Faith and her team for that event have been working really hard on adding some really cool elements this year. She's got a giant screen with a movie playing, and the fire department and the farm and the police department are going to come out this year and support us as well. So we're really excited about that good stuff.
I have two people on the board that has volunteered to be judges.
Awesome, great. And then we'll
We
have
have
2 staff members from our youth group.
Celia and Dan.
Yeah, new. I love it. Great. It's great. So if anybody else wants to come out and hand
Where's
out
the booth?
candy
Where's
and
the
Yeah, can you
bags,
tell them any information
Where
where
is
to
the
be?
booth?
we'll send you in an email so you know exactly where to
So
go.
I've got 2 of us who are coming to help.
Bring it.
Yeah.
We'll
And
email the
I'm
email
gonna try and
details.
come down to be in the booth. I don't know, we'll see.
And then just so everyone's aware, once we shut the street for Village Fest next Thursday, and then we'll shut Arenas Road for the Halloween party on Arenas Road.
Oh, is that where it's gonna be?
No, not ours. Every
okay.
year, Arenas Road holds a really cool adult Halloween party.
Oh, wow.
Hawker
Beautiful
Productions.
costumes, beautiful costumes. So it just so happens that it falls, we're both at the same, on Thursday, the 31st, and then both of those streets will stay shut, and Palm Springs Pride will start doing their load-in at both of those streets, so.
How does that impact our staff parking on Arenas?
It won't for Halloween.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because it's just between Encilia and Indian.
And I really invite anybody to come out and see Jeff Hawker puts on an amazing production for Halloween, and there's a lot of talent there. I think Keisha D is one, and who's the other? Evelyn Champagne
Yes,
King is
uh-huh.
coming.
Evelyn
Yeah.
Champagne.
They're really
King.
She's gonna
dragging
be
her
there.
out of the,
There's another
Whoa.
local artist or another local group that is performing that does a series of events, and it's going to be packed.
It's gonna be great.
Now,
It's going
when
to be a
is
good
that?
one.
That's 31st, the
Halloween?
same.
Halloween night.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, 31st.
It's a fantastic event. I definitely,
Celia,
you
we're
can make
never
it
going home
too.
that night. Just get
No.
used to the idea.
to drive together.
Yeah.
Drive, we
Well,
should
you
Uber
have-
together.
Yeah.
Really.
You do
We
have
have
the
designated
vouchers
Uber
where you
Lyft
can park.
locations.
but Ubering is better.
Yeah, okay.
Gene will drive us down and just
All
leave us,
right.
because he said I'm not sitting
All
down
right,
there with
that's
you
it
all
for
night."
us.
That's
Thank you.
it? All right, do I have a motion? Wait a minute.
I move we adjourn.
I know, we're ready to run, aren't we? I need a motion for adjournment.
You got one.
A second.
He seconded.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Adjournment at 5:07.